Hey everybody, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning to you. I'm getting a late start today. It's Sunday, I believe, and the weather it just fluctuates up and down here in New York as it always has. Yesterday was quite a warm, mild day, and today it's actually pretty chilly, and it's almost noon. Sun's out and everything, but it's still pretty cold. Yesterday, I was looking through the recap of my buddy Jason Pate of Pate's Performance. He was doing one of his weekly live feeds, you know, and while I've never done a live feed myself, it's very intriguing to watch other people do it and to see people with like minds get together and talk about whatever, you know. So I tuned in late, you know. I usually doing something else in the morning, so I wasn't able to watch live. But when you do have a live feed, it saves and it becomes an episode, if you will. So I watched it later on during the night, and I was watching it. It was about over an hour long, and it was good to see the people on there. Oh, it was good to see John over at Turning Wrenches. He's a good friend of mine too, over in Tennessee, Madison, Tennessee, and he's a renter just like me, you know. He just got a new shed put up to put all this crap in, you know. Join the club, baby. But anyway, it was good to see John on there. Also, that pain in my ass, Scott Keller was on there. He was on there as Mr. Briggs. But anyway, so, you know, I was watching it about 40 minutes through it and kind of sort of falling asleep because it was nighttime, you know, and then all of a sudden, they started talking about mowers and blowers and Henry. And I'm like, that's me, right? So I wasn't sure. But there was a little bit of bashing going on. You know what I mean? Hey, look, when you have a channel that a decent amount of people follow every, you know, episode, you know, which is every day, right? You're going to get haters no matter what, because you can't expect to have all of your comments be positive comments, you know, oh, rah, 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 you know, go Henry, you know, that kind of thing. You're always going to have haters. And I've always had it too, you know. There's always going to be 3, 4, or 5, you know, usually 2 or 3, but it can go up to 4 or 5 thumbs down, you know. They could just see that I have a video that's released, you know, they'll get the notification, ding, oh, Henry's got a new video out. Let me go on there and do a thumbs down. You know, it's haters like that, you know. I have a few of those, and I kind of know who they are because if you guys have noticed, there were a few characters in the beginning of my channel that are no longer characters on the channel. This is because they have, that person has, you know, spoken to all the other characters that are on Mowers and Blowers quite often, right? And you know, just talking smack, talking shit behind my back, you know what I mean? And then my good friends, the friends that I, you know, are regular characters on the show, if you will, they show me the chat that they've had. Hey, Henry, you want to look at this? Hey, Henry, look, here's a screenshot of this, you know? They show me what this guy is saying about me, right, behind my back. So then all of a sudden he was wondering, hey, Henry, how come you don't talk to me anymore, or you know, you don't we don't do any trades anymore, or whatever? How come? And I'm like, you know, if you're gonna be an immature child about things, you know, I'm 51 years old. I don't have the patience or the time to deal with children and their drama, you know. So I just basically cut him off. Didn't say anything to him. Just cut him off. Blocked his comments. He is like dead to me. You know, I kind of made him a celebrity for a while, but now, anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so, you know, you kind of know after a while who your true, not friends, but colleagues, people that you can trust at least, you know, and yeah, a lot of them do become friends, you know, personal friends. So my friend Jason, he's the one that was doing the live, right? There were some moments of the bashing where there were awkward moments where Jason would just say, you know, I like Henry, and he's defending me, you know, throughout, you know, and the missus as well. So thank you for that, man. I know who you really are, and you know who I really am. So that's all that's important, you know. And like I said, haters are going to hate. may have been misconstrued, or they don't really mean to be bashing, right? But if I'm not there to defend myself, right, that's exactly what it is. It's bashing. You know, you're talking negatively about somebody that is not there to respond, you know, to at least give an explanation of what you're thinking, you know. So basically the gist of it was small shop or small engine repair guys, you know, guys that might have taken classes or got a certification or has Briggs & Stratton certification, or they're a tech or something like that. They go buy a book that tells you exactly how to do this, the proper ways to do it, all by specifications, right? As you guys know, I just checked today, I'm up to 890 videos in the past couple of years. So that's almost, as you guys know, I do a video a day, you know. And yes, I ramble on in the beginning, but you know, there's only so much you can fill into a video. As you know, most of my videos are 40 minutes to an hour long sometimes. And sometimes I wonder, how do I even fill that? You know what I mean? But it's long monologues like this because it's a subject that we're talking about, right? Whether you're interested or not, that's really up to you. You can just press pause, or you can go and watch Pug 1 or something like that, you know? But so they follow like this book, you know, where you should do it that way, you should do it that way. And I have had about 5 or 6 videos or projects, if you will, that you just couldn't figure out, you know what I mean? Like that LT1000 with the timing problem. Holy cow, man! I would, if I had a big enough vise from my head, I would squash my head to make it explode, because there was no understanding the logic behind that. But miraculously, what did I do? I MacGyvered it to work. Yes, I understand that the nail in place of a keyway, making my own keyway and a nail in place of a key, is totally unscrupulous and against all books, right? But remember, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a regular guy in a garage that finds free shit, right? That's destined for the dump, right? It's gonna go get recycled. That thing will never run again if I don't intercept that piece of machine and bring it home, right? There's no way in hell I ever thought that I got that engine running, right? Just like that little Murray, remember? Where I grinded down the valves even too much. Holy cow, and it runs great. So where's your thought process on that, you know? Of all the unscrupulous things that I've done, at the end of the day, they're running and driving. You know what I mean? Hey, don't think that if I don't try to sell it, I'm not going to tell the guy about it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody really wants a reliable machine, right? They'll come to me and say, hey, I need a reliable machine. And I honestly will say, you don't want that one, you don't want that one, you don't want that one. Well, how many acres are you going to cut? Oh, I'm going to cut like 2 acres. I'm like, well, first of all, if you're going to cut 2 acres every weekend, you don't need any of these. You don't even need a residential mower. You need a commercial mower if you're going to do 2 acres. You know what I mean? But they tell me if they need a reliable one, only this one's reliable. You don't want those. I tell them that because I don't want it to come back to me. I know what I've done to it. You know what I mean? But then if a kid wants to come and just make a mud mower out of it, I go, you can have that for $300 right there. You know, that one runs and everything. Do whatever you want to it. You know what I mean? So those are the intricacies of the different types of things you do when you sell these things, right? I haven't been selling a whole lot. I just sold the tractor yesterday, which was, I guess, pretty cool. You know, I have so many left. But getting back to what I was saying, so I was watching John at Turning Wrenches. He was also on the live, and when they were bashing me, he was like, he wouldn't say anything because he's my friend. You see what I'm saying? Whether he agrees with them or not, you know, that's up to John, but I don't believe he does. I think John understands exactly what I do, and that I am not a mechanic. I get machines running when they don't run, and I do it in ways that I think will get it to run. Sometimes the book doesn't work. And then Scott Keller is telling me, oh, Henry, you should put some of that Lucas Oil fuel treatment to fix that carburetor issue. You could put 100 gallons of that fuel treatment through that carburetor and it would not stop it from surging. I guarantee you. as you guys saw from yesterday's episode, it's all about the way the jet nut is drilled, the diameter of a hole, to allow a certain amount of fuel to go through for a certain amount of horsepower that engine requires. You know what I mean? And we proved that yesterday by trying 3 carburetors that had smaller drilled holes, and then the carburetor that has a bigger hole. And as you can see from yesterday's episode, it ran great. And no, I didn't use any fuel treatment to fix it either, you know? Completely ridiculous. Not to mention the fact that that fuel treatment stuff from Lucas Oil is designed for cars first. Yes, you can use it in your small engine machines, right? But like I said, there's no amount of engine treatment that's gonna fix a surging carburetor, you know? Unless it was just dirt and you've already tried to clean it with, you know, by taking it off and cleaning the carburetor, you know? So, I mean, look, it's all good. It's all nonsense that they were talking about. And obviously they don't understand what Mowers and Blowers is about, you know? There are plenty of other channels out there that do it the way small engine repair shops do it. Go watch them. I do it the way I want to do it, and I've been very successful at it, as you guys have seen me. Drive day in and day out, pushing tractors in, driving them out, doing it my way, the way that I think that it should be done. And the thing is, I watch those small engine repair videos. That's how I understand these things, you know what I mean? But then there are things that you just can't fix, you know? A lot of those guys would have just abandoned that timing engine problem, right? And just said, oh, fuck that, throw that out, you know what I'm saying? I just keep going and going. I'm determined to get it running until I have exhausted all means. I'm just going to keep doing it. But listen, to all the haters out there, it's okay to hate, because you're going to have a percentage of the random population, right? That's just not going to like you. They're just not going to like the way you do things. And that's just life. You can't please everybody, you know? And that's totally okay. But I just wanted to tell you that the old Henry would have probably made this entire video about that person who bashed me, right? But I'm bigger than that. I'm just gonna let it go. Let it go, let it go. All right, enough of that. But anyway, getting back to John from Turning Wrenches. He has an eagle eye, you know? So he was looking at the tractor the past 2 episodes of this, 3 episodes. And he says, hey, Henry, it looks like your front 2 wheels are kind of towed out. And I says, God damn it, that guy's great. Because when I first got this and I was pushing this from the back to the garage, right? I says, you know what's a little bit towed out? As you guys know, I was driving this around the block when I got the engine running, right? And you don't, it's an extremely slight tow out, and it's unnoticeable from when you're driving it. It doesn't weave left to right or anything like that, or prevent it from going any faster than it should, you know? It's not that type of a tow out. If you guys will look at it right here, let me get you closer here. So here's a better shot from the top. You know what I mean? If you try to compare it with the rear, it tows out like maybe half an inch or an inch or something like that. You know, you can't really tell actually. But let's take a look at why it's towed out. I had one of these machines, a Craftsman. It wasn't exactly this model, but it was another Craftsman that had the same problem. And basically the tie rods were completely bent on one side. It was almost impossible to bend it back. The only way to fix it was that you need to replace that tie rod, you know. Let's take you off the tripod and go underneath and see what's up. So first thing you got to do is you want to see what's connected to the steering and the pinion to understand why. So if you can see here, the wheel is basically attached to the front axle, and it has this part that sticks out connected to a, I guess you call that a tie rod or a bar, sway bar. Anyway, if you look at it, right, can you guys see that? Sorry about the light, but you know, it's bright outside and dark on the inside, so when I'm pointing forward, it's gonna, you know, have that fuzzy look. So it's just one bar, see, that attaches to both wheels. As you can see, it's bent. You see that? How it's bowed? It's bowed. It's not straight. So if it was straight, it would push this out that way a little bit more. Therefore, when you push the back out a little bit more, the front will turn in. That's the problem. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna, is remove the, I believe it's a R-clip or a cotter pin under here, right? On both sides, this one and the other side. Remove this rod, right? And attempt to unbend it and make that bar straight. Then reconnect it again. That oughta fix the slight toe out. Let's get to it. But before I do that, I'm going to put on some gloves so I don't get dirty. I was wearing surgical gloves yesterday because I was doing a lot of greasy crap. But today, it shouldn't be too dirty, but nevertheless, I wanted to try out these mechanics gloves that I got from my friend Walter Sura of Sura Brothers Asphalt and Paving. They're the guys that did my new driveway. Anyway, he's a nice guy. When he brought that Predator engine for me to swap, he also brought me some gifts. And he asked me what I needed, and I says, "Oh, well, you don't have to get me anything." And he's like, "No, I insist. If you don't tell me what you want, I'm just going to go and buy random stuff that you're not going to use." So I said, all right. You can get me some mechanics gloves. That would be good." So he bought me these, so I can use these for. These are cheap. They're like $5.99 or something like that over at Harbor Freight Tools. Anyway, shout out to Byron Cart from Live Oaks, Florida. Bought one of my stickers yesterday. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Also, as you guys know, my friend Mondo Mowers, he just had his giveaway, and I had helped him get more subscribers by saying in my videos, go follow Mondo Mowers and enter his giveaway. Well, one of my subscribers, Elmer Hatcher, he went over and followed Mondo. He actually wrote, Henry sent me, right? He won the giveaway! Can you believe it? Those set of 4 tools that Mondo was giving away from Matco Tools. He won! So Elmer actually commented on one of my videos and says, "Hey, Henry, I went and followed Mondo Mowers and I won his giveaway." I'm like, that's a great story. You know what I mean? So congratulations to Elmer for winning the Mondo Mowers giveaway. It's a good set of tools. I wish I was able to enter, but I know what everybody would say. "Oh yeah, it's fixed. Mondo just let his friend Henry win the giveaway." Well, I didn't enter even though I wanted to. But way to go, Elmer. Nice job. And that's just to show you, if you follow people and more places and are giving you giveaways, you have more chances to win cool stuff, Anyway, so got my gloves on now. We're going to get going. I'm going to do the right side first, and I've turned the steering to the left so that I would have more room to see. I kind of unbent the cotter pin to make it go straight, and right now the little loop is sticking out. I wanted to save you guys from that torture. So I'm just going to grip it really hard here and just pull it real fast. See? Here's the cotter pin, right? As long as you get it straight, it'll pull right out. Pull right out. And there's a washer there too. So theoretically I could just lift this. And it's supposed to come out. But wait a minute. I feel something else there. Of course, I'm nearsighted and I'm wearing progressives, but I still can't see. That's weird. Well, it should come out.
Don't break it, Henry.
What the hell? Why won't it come out?
That's what she said.
Oh, there we go. That is loose. I'm gonna go do the other side now. I'm on the left side now, and I'm gonna turn this over here and do the same thing. I'm gonna first try to loosen it before I show you me pulling it out. Pulling it out. All right, so it was easier than I thought, so I just pulled it out off camera, and there we go. Check it out, fellers. There is the, I guess you call it the sway bar, or I don't know what they call it, but it's a bar, and the logic is that if it was straight, right, it would push out the rear a little bit more and not tow out the front. Get it? So I'm going to try to unbend this. I don't know how, but make it straighter. First thing we're going to try to do is just use brute force, damn it.
Henry, there's no way you're gonna bend that.
Yeah, I know, and not to mention the fact that if you put it like this, right, you don't want to, when you're banging it, you don't want to, you know, balloon out this part here, otherwise it'll never go back in the hole. Never go back in the hole. So, I mean, this is, yeah, I can just look and see that this is not going to work. You know what I mean? It's like I need a vise or something, which I don't have. I mean, I do, but it's no good, you know? Let me think about this for a bit. So I thought about this. If I put this here, right, and I took a sledgehammer and banged it straight, right, I think that the amount of force would break this. Not that this is a big deal anyway. You could just go buy one of those plastic ones at Home Depot for like 10 bucks or something. Should I try it? If I tried it and I break this, there's another easier way to do it. Let's go into the backyard. So I'm in my backyard now. I wanted to show you guys this Toro because I was thinking about this might be my next subject. But then I looked closely, and if you could see, what do you guys see there on the deck? That's right, it's rotted to hell. But I was watching Mondo's video, recent video, and he was cleaning out his storage unit, and he says, "You know, Henry, I forgot to give you the deck that came with this. It was an extra deck." So we're gonna have to work out when he's gonna bring that to me. I've got a couple of cinder blocks behind that LT1000. I'm gonna see. I have a feeling I might break those cinder blocks too, but we might give her a try. So you see what I did there? I got the cinder blocks that are exactly the width of that thing, right? And so it's kind of holding it. I don't want this part or this part to touch any concrete, because banging it will balloon this part out, and you'll never get this part back into the hole again. You don't want to make this too flat, you know? So you want to avoid damaging this part here, otherwise it'll never go back in. Look here, just take a look at how bent it is, right? Bowed out. So if this was just straight, right? If this was just straight, it would push the back out a little bit more. And right now it's like this because it's bowed, right? The front wheels. If you straightened it out, it'll be straight. This is the cause of why the slight toe out. So you want to tow it in to make it straight. So, yeah, Henry, shut up and just bang it. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to try not to hurt myself. I'm going to bang it right in the middle, the sledgehammer. Well, I'm going to tap it lightly to see the effect. All right, it has a little flex. See, it's already chipping the cinder. I'll move it closer.
This is very unconventional, Henry. You should use a vise.
I don't have a vise.
It's not gonna work, Henry.
I think it might work a little. Yeah, that one did it. I think it did bend back a little, and that's all I need is a little, you know? Oh, that was good. That was good too. Hey! Guys, look at that. That's much better right there. See? You guys notice that? is definitely bent back. Okay, now watch. Watch me bend it so much that now it toes in. It should be all right. I think it's designed to be straight. I should have looked at the parts catalog or the schematics and see if it actually is completely straight and not slightly bowed. Oh, like clockwork. That's going to be fine, I think. Look at that. That's pretty damn straight. Right? Look at that. Right? Here, let me put it like this so you can see better. Yeah. Is that much straighter than before? I think that's it. That's all I'm doing. That's good enough. I've restacked the cinder blocks in this thing. What do you think, huh? Bruce Lee it? What are you, crazy? Break my hand? Let's go back and reinstall that thing and see. This one here that I'm pushing was the, I believe, I forget, but it was the engine, the 14 episode opposed twin 21 horsepower opposed twin rebuild. This one was the timing one. I think it took me 10 episodes for the timing one too. As you can see, without this bar, right, it's now pigeon-toed. Do you guys know anybody that's pigeon-toed? I know quite a lot of people that are pigeon-toed. So now I'm just going to reinstall it. I think it ought to work. The key is giving you a good camera angle so you can see exactly what I'm doing, you know? So I don't think it matters which direction it is. With this or this, they both look equidistant. And now I'm wondering, was this on top of this, or it has to be because it's so much higher. I think that's it. Let me go on the other side and see. Does it go on top? Yeah, it has to. Let's see. Wow, awesome. It is so straight. Awesome. Oh, that is great. Yeah. Wait till I get this on here, fellas, for you to see. Looks like I might have to get my hands dirty after all because you just can't feel anything with those gloves on, you know.
Henry, your head's in the way.
Well, look, I need to stick this in. Stick this in. Come on. I can't see. I say I can't see. Yeah, I definitely can't see. I have to feel for the hole. Feel for the hole. All right, look. I'm gonna try to get that in there, eh? All right, so you just have to straighten the cotter pin, stick it in, and bend the ends out. I'm gonna do the other side now. I picked this up in the trash a little while back. Some nut wants to come buy it for $25. It's electric. It works. $25 is $25. Found money on the street. So the trick is to get these cotter pins straight so you can get it in the hole.
Henry, you can't see.
It's better that if you put it in out so you're able to spread out the two pins easier. Why is it so hard? That's what she said. All right, pins in there, and now I'm going to bend out the ends. Okay, it's all set now. Okay, so I'm exactly in front of it. All right, it's dead center in front of it. You know, I gotta admit, you know, Craftsman steering are notorious to be terrible. All right, just from looking at it, eyeballing it, right? It looks straight right around here. Let's take a look. Yeah, see that toe? That is 100 times better now. Nice and straight, both sides. You know, it took some doing, but honestly, it really wasn't very hard. It's just a matter of, you know, inspecting how the assembly works. You know what I mean? So let's take a look there. Yeah, that's much better. Very nice. Very cool. Guy just picked up my Black & Decker hedge trimmer. I left it out there. I told him to test it out. You know, we got to keep social distancing, you know what I mean? And there he goes. 25 bucks, just like that. Didn't even do anything. Cha-ching! So how about it? Didn't think I would have 4 episodes to this thing. It was really ready to go after 2 episodes, you know what I mean? But then you had to fix the surging of the carburetor, right? As you saw, we just swapped a larger horsepower designed one. In the last video, if you guys are interested in, if you're having the same problem that I had on the surging, right? I have the model numbers, the part numbers to the 15 horsepower and lower Nicky carbs, as well as the one with the bent fuel output nozzle, that input nozzle that I used on both the 20 horsepower yard machines and the 16 horsepower Craftsman LT1000. So I have both model numbers in the description of that video. So if you guys have surging problems yourself, you might want to try those carbs. It's only about $10 or $15 on eBay. It's very cheap, you know what I mean? Basically, it's what I'm going to probably do from now on, is that if I find one that has a larger engine and I try one of those straight nozzle ones and it surges, I'm going to go buy one. Forget about all that cleaning and figuring stuff out, you know. Just get it done by paying $10 or $15, you know. As you saw today, I didn't think that we were going to have an episode 4, but it's an episode 4. You've got to get things right, right? Especially when my friend John notices a toe out. I saw the toe out too, but I didn't think it was extreme enough to have to, you know, fix it completely. You know, there was no problems with it running, but it's a great video to learn how to, you know, fix your toe-outed front end, you know, your steering, or towed in, right? It could be towed in, but as you guys saw, it was really simple. You know, logic prevails. One bar that's bowed, right, will cause the wheels to be more closer in on the rear, right? But if you straighten out the bar, it will be equidistant and it'll fix the toe out. It's common sense, really, you know, and it really wasn't very hard. And I'm glad that I didn't bang it on there, because the amount of force that it took with that sledgehammer to bang that thing straight, I mean, that thing was a thick piece of steel, you know what I mean? So it takes a lot of force to bend it back, you know? And I knew I was gonna break that thing if I did it here. So it's smart that I went out and did it on cinder blocks. My mom's got tons of cinder blocks, so it doesn't matter if I cracked those or broke those or whatever. But anyway, I was glad that I got that together, banged it nice and straight, and we got that toe out fixed. So all in all, a pretty decent day. Didn't have to really go crazy, you know. Easy fix, you know what I mean? But an important fix nonetheless, you know. For people who aren't familiar with how to do it, it really wasn't very hard at all. 2 cotter pins, lift it out, bend it straight, put it back in, put the cotter pins back in, you know. Really is a no-brainer, you know. Anybody could do it. Grandma can do it, you know what I mean, on our lunch break, no big deal. But anyway, thanks a lot for following me along, guys. I really appreciate the support of Mowers and Blowers. Like I said, if you are rich and you could afford to donate a buck or two, if my videos help you or entertain you or take up some time that we all have plenty of right now, you know, staying home with the family and stuff, away from the virus. Hey, it could be worse, you know. There could be zombies out there eating you, you know. That'd be kind of interesting, actually. But anyway, so donate a buck or two to paypal.me/mowers and blowers. Also, support the channel. Buy a sticker. I'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel. Buy a sticker. Also, follow me on Instagram @MowersBlowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next one. Have a great day.
Hey guys, John with Turning Wrenches, 85. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.